Phoenix One Ryu decided to take a vacation during week 7 of the NA LCS summer split, and I got a big problem with this. I mean, excluding family emergencies and mental health issues or physical injury, excluding those situations, I think this is kind of bullshit. And they did say in their statement, that he hasn't had a break for 2 years, and he's suffering from burnout, and they basically just don't want to put him in at this point because of to protect his mental health. And I guess that does go into the mental health issues, but as a pro player and as an experienced pro player at that, you should already know the work regimen of what you're getting into when you sign up for a team. And a vacation is fine during non-critical times, but not in week 7 where you could potentially go to playoffs and you could also then potentially go to worlds. And I think the funniest thing about this whole situation is that he could have taken a vacation during Rift Rivals. I mean, why not just bring over Pyrian to Europe and play during this basically exhibition match, and then have Ryu fly over to Korea and take a week off, or just stay home in NA or whatever. So I don't know if this was a decision between either Ryu or P1 management, or he just told them too late, or what's going on really. And yeah, sure, not having a vacation for most of the duration of your career is unfortunate, but it doesn't excuse doing it at such a crucial time. I mean, if I were to just call in like, oh, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to Hawaii for this week, so I'll catch you guys next week. But Izento, we need you to do that report. I mean, you're the only one that can really do that. You were in the middle of some. Yeah, no. I just think I'm gonna go on vacation. So I'll see you guys next week. Like, like that. That's ludicrous. That's bonkers. Like what? Like you don't really ever hear of anyone doing that unless they get fired. And like in the private sector, in the non-entertainment, I guess, vacation certain places have vacation blackout dates to where you can't have a vacation, or you can't call out during those specific times. And maybe this is something that esports teams need to strictly implement, or explicitly say to their players when they sign up for a team, like, hey, you aren't going to have a break for basically this entire split, besides maybe one day a week, so just be mentally prepared for that. And this whole situation obviously is related to a larger problem of player burnout, which is kind of a bigger separate issue that needs to be discussed maybe in another video. But organizations also need to try and solve that as well. But basically, Phoenix One, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place at this point, because they have no choice but to really let it happen, right? I mean, if he's mentally unwilling and unready, and maybe if he played games, he would just go in there and not give a shit about the result or anything, and just kind of play with like reckless abandon, and just throw whatever game that he's in. So they don't really have a choice in that matter, and he kind of has all the power, because I mean the substitution system, which I mean I guess is a deeper problem within esports, isn't fully equipped to kind of put someone in there and then do as well as they have been doing with Ryu within the lineup. And a lot of times in other sports, they'll do a substitution in the middle of a game, so that their star player gets a break during that time, or maybe they do a substitution against a completely or significantly weaker team. So they kind of have these choices to do, but that doesn't really exist that much in esports, because it's just a completely different game and a smaller lineup too. So once you change one cog within such a small lineup of 5 players, it's gonna have a significant impact. And right now, P1 needs something to move them up because they're in a dire situation at 10th place, albeit only 1 win behind 3 other teams. But it's gonna be a dogfight for anyone trying to avoid 10th place. So basically, I just think Phoenix One Ryu, or Phoenix One's management, is kind of irresponsible or immature in this entire vacation situation.